Ella! Ella!
What?
Could you grab me the tub?
Yeah.
Did you drop it?
No.
Thanks. Hi, I'm Liam from Lazarus Personal Training. In this video, I'm going to take you through a workout using an old tub of protein. Now, if you're like me, you probably have tubs of protein just in the house, almost finished, but not quite finished, definitely off. Here's a chance to utilise it for a better purpose. Now, this doesn't just have to be with a tub of protein, and what this workout is going to be about, less so the sets and the reps, and more so sparking some ideas in your head about how you can use household items, how you can use things in and around the home to get a workout if you don't have much equipment. I don't know about you, but I am still trying to hold off as much as possible buying equipment, because I know full well the moment that I buy an expensive piece of equipment, gyms will reopen again, and I just don't want to take that risk. And also, I don't need a home gym. Before we start this video, if you're a new watcher, please subscribe to the channel because it helps, and if you really like this video, give it a like. Let's go through how to use the old tub of protein. First thing you want to do, rinse it out. Get rid of all the old protein, because the last thing you want to do is have smelly old protein in your house, especially if this leaks, because I reckon it'd smell. From there, we can fill it up. I filled it up with water, you could fill it up with sand, I would advise water. And then from there, you're going to screw the lid on really tight. Now, the tub that I have actually holds quite secure, but if you want to be extra secure, which I would advise, tape it up, seal it, so then it's secure. And then you're off and ready to go. Again, like I said at the beginning of this video, I'm not really looking sets and reps. Now, I do have a PDF that you can download, and that's in the description, but I've put some sets and reps on there just to give it a bit of framework. Again, the real reason for this workout is to show you a couple of exercises that you might not have thought of before. The way that it's structured is going to be lower, upper and core, and there's going to be 3 blocks of that. So for the first block, your A1 movement is a rugby ball reverse lunge. So I was looking and I was playing around with the tub, and I sort of held it to me and went, oh, actually, this is quite a nice position. Sort of like you're carrying a rugby ball. It's a bit of a different position to be in. It's an unconventional way of doing a reverse lunge and can add an extra load if you've been doing reverse lunges at home, you don't have any equipment, and you need something that just spices it up a little bit. A2 follows on from that, and it's a standing shoulder press. Again, it's an unconventional size. Your hand has to like really sit around it to get a good position on it. In a way, it's almost like an upside down kettlebell press, in a sense that we're not able to grip, and then the weight, obviously because it's shaking around, really works on some shoulder stability. So I actually quite like this movement. And then A3 is just some seated twists. Again, if you've ever done this in the gym, you might have used a med ball. This works on the same principle. It's a heavy weight that you've got in front of you, side to side. And again, if you're doing this at like a bit of a pace, the way that the water's moving, I think adds a little bit to this movement. The B block starts with some single leg hip hinges. So we always want to be working this hip hinge motion. We always want it to be strong and powerful. We always want it to be stable. The single leg variation of this works on our foot stability and makes sure that we're moving correctly. And again, a couple of different ways that you can hold it. You can just go straight up and down, or you can hold it on a tilt, so then the water is unevenly distributed. B2 has 2 variations. The first one is if you've just got this around. So you can do a bent over row, gripping the top of the tub. Now that's a hard grip. It's quite a wide position and you don't have a lot to lock into. It's a lot of fingertips. So actually this is a really good movement for working the grip. But as long as we're in a bent over position, I would say a stagger stance is probably a good place to be, and you're making sure that your elbow's pulling into your side and you're activating your shoulder blade and squeezing with the mid back, we're onto a winner. Now, if you have a band, what you can do is a seated back row using the tub. So what I did was sat down on the ground, looped the band over my feet, and then put the band around the tub. From there, I got hold of the tub, I really locked my fingers into place, and I pulled as if I was doing a close grip back row. Again, really odd position for the grip, makes the back work hard because we're trying to keep that grip in place, and just a bit of an unconventional movement. Again, how often can we work the back at home? So this is a really nice way of getting some back work in. Just to finish off unconventional grips and positioning, I went with a Turkish Getup style sit-up. So with that, you've got an arm up in the air, and you can hold this however you want, on the bottom, on the side, you can hold it on the lid. Keeping the arm up into the air, you're going to sit up high and then come back down again in a nice controlled motion. If you wanted to, you could do a full Turkish Getup, but I like this sit-up. I think it keeps it nice and concise. For the C block, C1 is a prone hamstring curl. Just like the upper back, I think hamstrings are extremely hard to work at home, especially the knee flexion. So we can always get a hinge in, but often the knee flexion of the hamstring curl is a bit harder to do. However, again, I found with this, if I got my feet locked in the right place, I could curl this up and bring it back down again. You've got to be really concise and controlled on your motion with this. You can't just fling it around, or else you're gonna lose your foot positioning. C2 is a skull crusher position. So again, a couple of ways you can do this. You can hold it end to end, you can hold it side to side. I quite liked holding it on the bottom, so again, that weight and the water distribution sort of shifts around a little bit and makes it a little bit harder. Standard skull crusher position, where you're flexing at your elbow. Again, it's just a way of hitting triceps in a different manner. What you could do if you really wanted to was hold it in one hand. I quite liked to. I felt like I got a little bit more out of it. And then the final movement, C3, are protein tub swings. Again, really weird one this. Make sure that you're not stood in front of a TV or anything, but you've really got to lock your fingers into place and we can create that swing motion. If you don't have a kettlebell, but you still want to work on some explosive power and explosive hinge motion, a kettlebell swing, obviously it's a really good way of doing it. The protein tub swing replicates that in a way. Again, make sure that you have a solid grip on it, and if you start to feel that starts to go, maybe stop. I don't want to be sued by anybody who's lobbed a protein tub through a window. And that is the workout with a protein tub. Again, the purpose of this workout isn't to go, here are sets and reps, here's how you create some progressive overload into it. The purpose of this workout, the purpose of this video is to hopefully spark some ideas about things that you've got in and around your home. Again, I don't think it's super crucial that we start buying things for the home environment, because at some point we're going to end up in the gym. However, if we can make do at this moment in time, we can still get a good workout in. Let me know down in the comments if you try this out, because I would love to know what you guys have thought of it. If you've liked this video, give it a like, maybe share it with someone that's lacking in ideas and just needs something to make their workouts at home a little bit fresher. If you really like my stuff, subscribe to the channel. I've been Liam from Lazarus Personal Training, and I will see you next time after I clean up all the water that's on the floor.